and welcome to NEWSPLUS and Viewer Television. I am Patient CD. Like it was the first round of elections 2 weeks ago, there will be a lockdown and movement today across the country for the governorship and State House of Assembly elections. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, ordered a restriction of all forms of vehicular movement on roads, waterways, and other forms of transportation from 12 midnight to 6 p.m. on election day, with the exception of those non-essential services such as officials of Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) electoral observers, press ambulance responding to medical emergencies, and firefighters. Spokesman of the Nigerian Police Force, NPF CPS Muyiwa Adejobi, who made the disclosure, said this directive excludes the Federal Capital Territory FCT as no elections is being conducted therein. The Obedient Movement in Cross River State has declared support for Ambassador Wilfred Bonds, the new Nigerian People's Party NNPP governorship candidate, ahead of the gubernatorial election on Saturday. Newsmen reports that a cross-section of leaders from the North Central and South chapters converge in Calabar to declare support for Bonds as their preferred choice for governor. Samuel Elijah, the leader of the delegation and chairman of Calabar South, who spoke with newsmen in Calabar, said their decision to support Bones, who was born out of their desire for a change of the old order in the state.
For this great nation and the Calabar and Cross River State, the man have ambition for the young people and have a good mind for these people. We have come to know this young man, so we come to align with him for the future of this great state.
Mercy Hogan Bassi, woman leader for Ward 8 and also the chairman for Women Calabar South, said that Bones was a man of integrity and character.
Explain to us what he's going to do for Cross River. At least this Cross River was the cleanest state in the whole Nigeria. But now if you look at Cross River, it's something else. He has promised to make it clean again. He has promised also many education for the children, at least. He has promised that he's going to bring an industry that will make our children, someone like me, I have two sons that have finished university for 2 years now, the other one 4 years, there is no job. He has promised to provide a job for the Cross Riverian. So that is why I embrace him, so that at least my hope for new Nigeria will be fulfilled.
Governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party of Taraba State, Kefas Abus, has called on Tarabans to vote for leaders that will provide good governance in the state. The PDP governorship candidate made the call during a statewide broadcast that took place in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital. And now let's check the report.
Kefas said their collective destiny and the prosperity of Taraba State, with an estimated number of 4 million citizens, is what the people should not play with in choosing who to be their next governor. He urges them to vote for him because he is the right person for the job, saying his wealth of experience in the army is an added advantage for him in serving the people of the state. The PDP governorship flag bearer stresses that a vote for PDP on Saturday is a vote for creation of special economic free zones to woo investors to Taraba State.
Your collective destiny and the prosperity of Taraba State, with an estimated 4 million citizens, is what we cannot afford to play with at this material time. We must therefore choose the right person for the right job. Already, my 5-finger strategy is my covenant with God and you all, the good people of Taraba State. As you go out on Saturday to cast your vote, I urge you to vote for free and compulsory primary and secondary education.
The governorship hopeful said in his tour of the state during the campaign, he became more motivated with a crowd of supporters that trooped out at every rally to welcome him and his team. He said he strongly believed that together As a people, they can play a part in building a better Taraba state. Linda Wana, VOA TV News, Jalingo.
The Senate representing Federal Capital Territory, Senator Philip Aduda, has vowed to challenge the outcome of the National Assembly elections in FCT. Addressing press in Abuja over alleged anomalies in elections ranging from overvoting, cancellation that are not up to the under-declared election result in Amak Buhari constituency, among other reasons. Senator Aduda, however, called INEC to review and reverse itself on the outcome of the senatorial elections in FCT and retrieved a certificate of return issued to the Labour Party candidate Ireti Kindigbe.
She was declared as winner without before the.
So far, a
Amak
senator
result
of the
was even
FCT,
computed.
Aduda, pointed out
They
construction of roads which cut across the 6 area council, provision of boreholes, water town halls, as well as passing a bills that establish FCT College of Education, FCT University of Science Abaji, Federal Polytechnic Orozo, Federal College of Agriculture Kwali, among other 11 bills that have been signed into law by the president.
Without before the Amak result was even computed, they declared those results in a hurry. And what do you do with declaring a result where the margin of lead that returned her as a winner is less than the margin of the number of the PUs cancelled and number of PUs, registered voters and the number of cards collected and all that, So when you look at all that, they were supposed to do the computation. They were supposed to look at the number of accredited voters. They were supposed to look at the cancellations that were done either because of violence or because of certain disparities or overvoting before they could now come together to check the number of PUs that, the number of even the PVCs that were collected.
The indigenous people of Biafra has dismissed the IEP Global Terrorism Index report of 2022 as a conspiracy by the federal government and some other foreign agencies to blackmail and demonize the group. The pro-Biafran group was reacting to report by the Institute for Economics and Peace, which has rated it number 10 deadliest terror group. In a statement, IPOB's Media and Publicity Secretary Ima Powerful said it was disappointing that a reputable organization such as IEP will descend so low to publish fictional and inaccurate accounts in their 2022 Terrorism Index report. IPOB said an extract from the report released by the Global Research Group showed a great contradiction from what was supposed to be assumed as a research and investigatory group. It's time for a break, and when we come back, NEWSPLUS continues.
Pararam pra reparar, estão ouvindo esse som, pulsando seco no ar, merece nossa atenção. Preparem bem os sensores para poder captar. Parem usinas motores.
The story of a charmer and his crush.
Before you came round, I was ready to slow down. Before you came round, I was heading for a small disaster. Before you came round, I was ready to blow me down.
Tat Fragrance, the new luxury fragrance for men and women.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining, this is NEWSPLUS on Viewer Television. And now the federal government has reiterated its commitment to prioritize, promote, and empower micro, small, and medium enterprise, particularly women-owned ones in the country. The Minister of State for Industry, Trade, and Investment, Miriam Katagum, said this on the commemoration of the 2023 International Women's Day celebration organized by the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprises on Thursday. The minister said this theme of the event, Digital All Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, was most appropriate considering the current global realities, adding that technology had enhanced life from better communication and facilitation to help connectivity. The Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Matsunaga Zukwashi, said his country will further strengthen relations with Nigeria across all sectors following the transitions to a new administration. The minister said this at an event organized by the Japanese embassy in Abuja to commemorate the 63rd birthday of the Emperor of Japan, Hiroshima Horinto. According to the Japanese envoy, Japan aspires to be a development partner with Africa, with a focus on investing in people and the country's economy for quality growth.
I expect that the friendship and cooperation relationship between Japan and Nigeria will further deepen under Nigeria's new leadership.
Claim by Minister of State, Budget and National Planning noted that Nigeria and Japan have vibrant diplomatic relations since Nigeria's independence in 1960 rather. Agba assured the ambassador that the excellent bilateral relationship between both countries will not change but improve further with the coming of a new administration.
Very robust, with Japanese cars everywhere in Nigeria and their purchase of Nigeria's crude oil. Additionally, Japan and Nigeria have looked into developing further trade ties by creating organizations such as the Japan-Nigeria Business Facilitation Council, which is aimed at increasing the volume of trade between our countries.
And the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has sought partnership with Voice of Nigeria as the federal government ends subsidy regime in June. The minister, who said this when she visited the Voice of Nigeria office in Abuja, said it was important for the agency and other media organizations to help sensitize Nigeria on the need to end subsidy. According to her, ending forced subsidy would enable government to use funds meant for it for development projects, among other benefits.
A very important one. And I do hope that we continue to partner with each other, because educating the Nigerian population is important. We have a big task ahead of us now in my ministry, in partnership with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources. We made a commitment that we will exit fuel subsidy by June of this year. And the exit process was delayed because there was, of course, some challenges within the economy, and there was election going on, and so many things that had caused more difficulties for the people. But then, we cannot afford the fuel subsidy anymore. So we need your agency to work with us, together with the FRCNs, the NTAs, and all of the media houses, to educate the citizens that this fuel subsidy is actually harmful for us. It's not beneficial the way it is being turned out to do. Because
earlier, the Director General of VON, Osita Okechukwu, thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for assisting the agency in the discharge of its duties. He said the agency, among other things, was able to secure a befitting permanent office through the President's intervention.
This building is his honor, is his own program. And graciously, we tallied a while, because initially when he approved it, it was on interim forfeiture. We feel highly honored with their presence. We also know the support you gave Mr. President in trying to urge infrastructure in every nook and cranny of the country. So we appreciate the good work you have contributed to our dear fatherland. I will continue to pray for you and your family, that since you've committed a lot to public service, right from the time where you were in Haiti, I will continue to pray to Almighty God to continue to guide you and bless your lovely family.
The Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed an appeal by Assistant Commissioner of Police Sunday Ubua, wherein he sought to be admitted to bail. Ubua, in association of the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kerry, being prosecuted together by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for unlawful drug dealings and other charges. In a judgment on Friday, a three-member panel of the appellate court had held that the appeal by the Ubua was without merit and affirmed the ruling by Justice Nwete delivered on March 28, 2022. The March 28 judgment rejected Ubua's application for bail on the grounds that the prosecution placed insufficient or sufficient materials before the court to warrant its rejection of the bail application. And now security operatives attached to the convoy of the Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai on Thursday evening clashed with Shiite members in Bakin Ruwa area of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. The development, according to reports, resulted to the death at least 4 persons, where many others were injured. Newsmen gathered that the governor's convoy came in contact with the Shia members while they were performing their weekly procession at Bakin Ruwa along Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway. According to Daily Trust, a shared ex-representative in Kaduna State, Abdullahi Usman, who confirmed the incident, said none of those killed was their member. The spokesperson of the Kaduna State Police Command, DSP Mohammed Dalige, also confirmed the incident, saying investigation was ongoing and that a statement will be issued later. And now on the international scene, people living in tents and container housing in earthquake-stricken areas of southeastern Turkey face a new challenge after flash floods killed at least 14 people on Wednesday. Several people were swept away by the rushing water, which turned straight into muddy rivers in areas hit by last month's 7.8 magnitude quake, officials said. More than 48,000 people died in Turkey and nearly 6,000 in Syria in the February 6 disaster, the region's deadliest in the modern times. Hundreds of thousands of Turkish quake survivors have been moved into tents and container homes across the disaster region, which covers 11 provinces across Turkey southeast.
Yok, gidecek bir yerimiz de yok gidelim. Yani evin içine su basmış, çamurun içinde aynen burada kalıyoruz, mecbur kalmışız. Çok şükür yani devlet de yardım ediyor, Allah onlardan da razı olsun. Yani su içinde yani çocuklar da küçük zaten, en küçük çocuğumuz 12 yaşında. Ondan sonra işte dışarı çıktık o şekilde zaten. Şimdi işte çadırla uğraşıyoruz, suyu atıyoruz. Bize biraz palat verdiler, o palatları dizmeye çalışıyoruz abi. Hepsi çamur.
بالزرت طالعت أولادي من تحت الماء بما شايفين وضعي كان سيء كتير طين وماء وبهالوضع هذا أما الحمد لله على كل حال الحمد لله.
Thousands of mourners and armed fighters take part in funeral procession of 4 Palestinians killed by Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank in the latest deadly raid on Jenin, which Israel said targeted armed suspects. It was the latest bloodshed in a year-long wave of violence in the region. The Israeli military confirmed its forces were operating in the city of Jenin on Thursday, and later said the troops killed 2 wanted members of the Islamic Jihad militant group and a third person who was killed after attempting to attack the forces with a crowbar. The area is known as a stronghold of Palestinian military or militants, and Israel frequently conducts military raids in the area.
اليوم تسللت قوة خاصة إسرائيلية ونالت بغدرها من قائدين للجهاد الإسلامي والقسام في مدينة جنين واثنين من المواطنين الآمنين. 4 شهداء اليوم ارتقوا نتاج هذه الجريمة. حوصرت القوات الخاصة في إحدى المباني في مدينة جنين ووجهوا من قبل المقاومة. المقاومة مستمرة ولن يثني هذا الاعتداء وهذه الجرائم ولن تعود المقاومة إلى الخلف. المقاومة متقدمة، المقاومة مستمرة.
North Korea test launched an intercontinental ballistic missile. Thursday said hours before the leaders of South Korea and Japan were to meet a Tokyo summit expected to be overshadowed by North Korean nuclear threat. The North's first ICBM test in a month and third weapons test this week also comes as South Korean and U.S. troops continue joint military exercises that Pyongyang considers to rehearse to invade. The missile flew about 1,000 kilometers with a maximum altitude of 6,000 kilometers during the 70-minute flight, according to South Korean and Japanese assessment. That's similar to the flight details from a February launch of another ICBM, which experts said demonstrated a potential range to reach deep into the U.S. mainland. And now blockades, strike and street protests were being organized across France on Friday as anger against Emmanuel Macron's pension reform intensified. It was a night of violence in major cities including Paris, where there were 216 arrests mainly for violently other offenses. By 9 a.m. on Friday, the Paris Ring Road was shut down along with the Port of Calais, and numerous of refineries, hundreds of thousands first took to the streets to express their fury on Thursday, after Macron bypassed parliament and used a presidential decree to increase the retirement age from 62 to 64. And that's all on NEWSPLUS. Many thanks for watching. I am Patient CD. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.